Test, test, test. 1, 2, 3. What's up, what's up, what's up? Let's see. Stream health, not the best. Let's see. Check this out. Can you guys see me okay? What's going on? What's up, what's up, what's up? Tesla for the bounce. Yeah, no, I see that it's selling off right now, so 480 only. Okay. Alright, again, right now I'm in the hotel room, right? So, trying to work with this type of Wi-Fi. Okay, let's go ahead and have some fun and make some money, team. So, on the 1 day, 1 minute chart, not too sure if you guys can see, Tesla is selling off. I'm going to just try to buy the dip for a day trade, right? So I'm going to go here. I'm going to go with 100 shares. And I'm just going to get filled with 100 shares, and then if it begins to uptrend, I'll add more to my position size. Go. See if we get filled. There we go. Got filled at 275.10. What's going on, Billy the Kid? A bit echoey. I'll try to get a little bit closer. So I hope you guys are all having a good start to the morning. Tesla's having a little bit of a pullback. It's down about 1.1% based off where it closed and stuff like that. So let's talk about natural gas. I see a lot of you guys asking about that. Okay, natural gas selling off, trading between the middle and bottom VWAP, right? It looks like based off the previous bounce, this might be, somewhere where it might find a support. So let's check this out. Let's set the alert there. Let's set the alert there. So I'd watch out for you guys right now. This might continue to sell off, right? So let's set an alert for both sides. This thing continues to make lower lows. Brand new to the LPP team. I'm down 4% yesterday. So looking forward to it. It's a discouraged sometimes, but yep. Brooke. Also, I do want to remind you that Fridays tend to be sometimes a little bit of slower days. So if you don't see value in anything, just set your alerts and then call it a day. And then if your alerts get triggered, then great, you could follow up with it. But if not, then don't force it. Tesla with a nice little pushback. Nice. So I got filled, if you guys remember, around 275.10. So we'll see if we can get filled as it breaks above, and then I'll add, what's it called? 150 more shares, and then we can go from there. Let's see. Right. We'll wait for this thing to break above the middle VWAP and the EMA line, because right now it's still downtrending. So Ricky, do you mind if you do an analysis on DRIP? I really do mind. Yeah, I'm not gonna. No, just kidding. Of course, I'm here for you guys. DRIP. D-gas just broke above 106.50, and natural gas just sold off. So it looks like natural gas is still bearish on the day, which means it's simply selling off. So drip as of right now, it's kind of hard, right? Because it's really hard to analyze the data during pre-market hours. But as of right now, it just looks like it's simply selling off. It looks like it was making lower lows and lower highs, and it looks like it had a nice little push up during market open. But ultimately, if you look a little bit closer, it's beginning to sell off and stuff like that. So as of right now, I would just one of the things that I like to focus on is making sure that the direction is clear, and I wouldn't say that the direction is super clear for DRIP right now. And if anything, it's downtrending. So I would stay away from that first and then wait for that overall reversal to happen. So there we go. DGAS showing signs of an uptrend. Nice. This one's nicely pushing up. How many of you guys are watching DGAS right now as natural gas sells off? And if you guys see, it looks like all during pre-market hours, or at least since like midnight to 1 a.m. Mountain Standard Time or Pacific Standard Time, right? Because I'm in California, is selling off and making signs of a just downtrend. So sadly, just watching. There's nothing wrong with that either. You didn't get in at the perfect area that you felt comfortable, and that's okay. Again, like literally market opened 8 minutes ago. The really cool thing about this is that natural gas is still downtrending. So even if natural gas pushes back up and does exactly what it did before, as in pushes up, goes to the middle of the VWAP, and then begins to sell off, then guess what? Because it's downtrending and because you're able to see that this is a resistance, then maybe you can get in when it's beginning to indicate signs of a downtrend to your ticker of what's it called, of DES and stuff like that. So don't even like hesitate. You have nothing but time. So here we go. Do you guys see Tesla just broke above this channel area? There we go. I just added my 150 shares at 277.12. So I feel comfortable with that. Let's see where we're at. Good morning, JNUG for a swing. So ant size, one of the things that I like to ask myself, and feel free to answer this either in the video or not. Wow, nice little pullback on Tesla. But one of the things that I like to ask myself for a swing trade is, this isn't going to just be a swing trade for a day, right? It's going to be a swing trade over the weekend. So is the opportunity to hold JNUG, right? The upside potential, because of its pattern and consistency, does it make sense to swing trade JNUG right now, or would you feel much more comfortable just closing out your position and then getting back in on Monday, because maybe the pattern isn't so consistent and you just don't want to guesstimate what's going to happen? Do you get what I'm saying? If it's consistently showing signs of an uptrend and it just makes sense to you and the margin of profit is worth it, great. But if it's not, then maybe it's something that you want to maybe reconsider. But yeah, we can definitely still check it out, right? So yeah, I mean, it is uptrending, but it was downtrending yesterday. So ultimately, even if we look at the past like maybe 5 minutes, yeah, it was downtrending. So like, yeah, you might get FOMO, which is like the fear of missing out and stuff like that, but don't even worry about that. The thing that I would like to focus on more is feeling comfortable and not feeling discouraged. And if you take a position on JNUG and then it continues to sell off, is it going to ruin your entire week next week, right? It's up to you though. I just want you to not just think about all the pros about taking that trade, but also think about the cons, right? Ricky, what do you think about SPY? What's going on, Viral Beats? What's up? There you go. RSI is a little bit overextended. So what I see here is that there's a lot of consolidation. It's not indicating signs of an uptrend, none of a downtrend. But if I like to focus on low points and high points, what do you see? Normally based off of the previous, what is this, week to 10 days, around 282, there's normally a resistance, and around 278, there's normally a support. So is this the best deal that you can get right now? Where it's at right now? Possibly not, right? It just wouldn't make much sense. So it would make sense on maybe why to wait a little bit for a pullback. So what I'll do here is I'll simply set my alert for a nice little pullback, right? see how how Bank of America or Boeing is doing. Still a lot of consolidation, so really excited to see how this one plays out. Good morning. Why is it 480p? So normally it's not 480p, but it's because I'm in a hotel, right? Because I'm still traveling from, now I'm in California, and now we're going to be traveling to Northern California for the car rally. But I wanted to make sure that I went live. I owe you guys that, so I do apologize for yesterday's live stream. I just had to leave very early from the house. Are you in pajamas? No, I'm fully clothed. Oh, that's so cool, Jim. So Jim is saying, Ricky, thanks for the scan settings. I have found several great stocks using your yeah, and don't be afraid to adjust it if you see that maybe there's certain things that you could adjust that can help you out a little bit more. Feel free to adjust it, see the results, and if you like them, feel free to share it. I would love to keep up with that. Where is the car rally at? Well, it's just like me and I think 15 other supercars. I'm not too sure exactly how many, but we're just driving from now Southern California to Northern California, like San Francisco and stuff like that. Ricky, can you look at or talk about Lyft? There's a lot of people, so it shouldn't be up, right? Yeah, there's a lot of people that are bringing up Lyft, right? One thing that I just want to remind you guys is, at least for myself, this doesn't mean that you fall under this category at all. I'm a technical trader, right? So I trade based off of patterns. With IPO, it's a lot of momentum and a lot of hype. I don't want to say that there's manipulation, but there's a lot of marketing behind it of its release. Usually, based off my experience trading IPOs, it's very volatile, it moves very quickly, and it's probably not the best environment and setting for a new trader. So if you're someone that doesn't deal with quick in and outs, then probably not the best for you. On top of that, things tend to get very overpriced within the first maybe week of whatever the IPO is, and then once the news and the IPO becomes less hot, right, then it begins to correct itself and show its true price. So just be aware of that. I'm not here to tell you not or to trade it. It obviously it has no influence to me. I just want you to have a reason behind everything that you do. So if there's a reason for your entry and there's a reason for your exit and you're managing your risk, then at least there's some structure. Just don't go in blindly, please. Yeah, around 10:30 a.m. I like that. What's going on, Eva? What's up? What's up? Thank you for the tip. Appreciate that, Mohammed. Yeah, of course. Agreed. Thank you, Jerry. Thank you, Billy. Ticker symbol blue. What's going on, Muhammad? Muhammad, you're just full of call-outs today. My goodness. I like it. All right. So strong downtrend pattern, and then ultimately change its direction. Yes, it's uptrending. Based off previous patterns of resistance at 160, margin is around 3%. The question that I love to ask you guys, right, that probably annoys the crap out of you, is this the good deal? I don't think so. Look at blue, look at the price point, look at the margin of profit and the opportunity cost. It doesn't seem worth it to me. And that's just me trading based off previous patterns. I don't know anything about the company and stuff like that. So what's going on, Melissa? What's up? What's up? What do you think about UWT? Let's go ahead and check it out. So instead of checking out UWT, I'm going to check out /CL, as that would make a little bit more sense to me. Here we go. Can you click stop? Here we go. So as of right now, so if this thing is selling off, then on UWT, that means this is selling off, right? So it might find a support soon, but I would keep a very close eye on /CL, as this gives you a little bit more data that's a little bit more clear to analyze. So it's building a nice little margin. It was trading between the middle and top VWAP. I find that to be pretty attractive. Now we just have to wait for the reversal if and only if it ever happens. So we can go there, and then we can go here. So I'll set a series of alerts here, and then we'll go from there, right? And then we'll set another alert here, just to be like, wow, this thing really recovered. But just in case it continues to sell off, I'll set my alert for the break below 60. And again, just understand how this correlates on over to UWT and DWT. Ricky, what do you think about JNEG for a swing trade? I actually literally just broke that down like 3 minutes ago, 5 minutes ago. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, if you have any stocks that you want me to break down for swing trades, just let me know. And I'd be more than happy to break it down. So, RSIs are viewed as indicators, so I would never trade solely just based off of one indicator. So there's a series of different factors and criteria that a stock has to meet before I ultimately see value in it and stuff like that. So, yeah. Let's see, odd money, ticker symbol, no data. Okay. All right, pushed up, super overbought, and is now pulling back. Let's take a look. Okay. Oh, yeah. It might be a little bit early. I get why this one's being called out because it has a very consistent pattern of normally when it's around the SMA line that it bounces. I want you to know that patterns tend to repeat themselves. They don't have to, right? So as long as you're aware of that, great. It's still getting rejected if you look very closely by this EMA line. So you can go in for a swing trade with understanding that the risk is it hasn't confirmed the uptrend, or you can be a little bit more conservative and patient and then just wait for the overall reversal. But if you think highly of this company and you just want to go for it, like we say, all power to you, but just understand that there's a form of risk. So if it doesn't play out according to plan and it sells off, then understand that, then we could have waited for the entry. So it's up to you on what you decide to do. Margin of profit isn't bad, it's about 6%. So I tend to find that pretty attractive. And on the 180-day chart, it looks good. So thank you for that call out. CROX. What is going on, Buddha? Here we go. So we're beginning to kind of find a support. It's beginning to try to make our highs. It's still rejected by, we're still down and below the SMA line. The reason that CROX was so popular, especially in the technical standpoint, was because it had a very consistent pattern of bouncing and holding above the SMA line, which is a simple moving average on the 4-hour chart. As of right now, not really showing much of that. It's still trending below, so the pattern is still broken. So yeah, you can try to trade it here, but that's kind of like its own thing going on right now, which is not something that I've normally traded before. So just understand that. BAC, Anderson, I like it. Bank of America, with all the news coming out of it and that huge sell-off, now it might be time for that recovery, right? We've talked about this one before. I think that this one recovered. I think this one sold off the latest in comparison to, Tesla and what was it, Boeing and stuff like that, and it's recovering quicker than all of them, as in like it consolidated already and it's making higher highs. So if this pattern continues, it would make sense on, even if you end up selling back at around the SMA line or the $29 price point, which is a previous support. It's like, let's say you can get it at an average of above of where it's at right now, $27.81 to about $29. Not horrible, 4.31%. Understand that there's still a lot of things that can go wrong. The RSI, the MACD aren't necessarily the most attractive with this right now, but just something to keep a close eye on. What is the green line? It doesn't look like the EMA line. No, it's the SMA line, simple moving average. It's actually explained in the course. Alrighty. On the day though, for BAC, it looks like it's selling off. So, ooh-wee. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? You gonna make some money today? Michael, who's like my cousin, but he also helps us with the content creation. I literally just said, "Are you guys ready to make some money today?" And he hummed. I think he's sleep talking. Wait, are you awake? He's like, mm-hmm. It's just wired in him, right? It's just wired to make money. Oh yeah, that was hilarious. Let's see. Tesla, can we get a recovery? No sleep for the wicked. Like, nice little push up. Here we go. There we go. Is this, a lot of you guys are talking about DGAS. It is pulling back right now, right? So can you guys help me understand this? What is the difference from a pullback and what is the difference from a break of pattern? So a lot of you guys are like, wait, is this a pullback? Should I buy in right now on DGAS? Or is this a break of pattern and is now DGAS going to sell off and natural gas going to push up? Let's answer that. So what is the difference between a pullback and a sell-off? It's actually a very simple answer. What would it be? What's going on, Eduardo? What's up? What's up? Okay, yeah. Yep, I like that. Okay. So the way that I like to think of it, the difference from a pullback, which means that the pattern is still there, and it's not broken, and the difference from a break-of pattern is just just confirmation. What separates the two is a pullback will confirm eventually a support, right, and bounce back. So you literally just have to wait for the confirmation of validating a support. With a sell-off, right, or a break-of pattern, it doesn't confirm a support and it just continues to sell off. So there was never any confirmation. So as you're watching natural gas very closely, I just simply want to remind you, the more that natural gas sells off, and the more that, the more margin of profit that it has for potential recovery. So I just want to make sure that you're aware of that, because the more patient you are, the more margin of profit that you build for yourself. So maybe instead of getting in so quickly, taking a step back and then just being like, okay, well, I'm going to let this margin build and I'm going to wait for the confirmation. So it's almost like the best of both worlds, right? Because you're patient, you wait for the confirmation, and on top of that, you ultimately build yourself a larger margin of profit. So it's kind of like a win-win, right? But again, it's hard to be patient, and it's such a simple thing, but I think it's the simple things in life that are very difficult to achieve, right? Let's see. Do you feel like you're at a disadvantage when you're away from your dual monitors? No, I have my phone right here. So, and then I have like the little trader app. Dual monitors, it's kind of like a luxury for me. It's something that like does make it a little bit easier, so I can always keep an eye. It's not always necessary or essential. Like, click stop on your alarm. Stop. Don't shut it off. Here we go. Mark, I did talk about that. I did talk about Lyft today. So the easiest way for me to put it, just to recap it very quickly, is Lyft is an IPO. First of all, I trade off of patterns. There's going to be no patterns. Lyft is going to be more of a momentum stock. Has to do with a lot of hype and manipulation and just overall aggressive movement. If you're someone that's just getting started and not comfortable with getting in and out quickly, then probably not something that you want to participate in. But if you're someone that's comfortable with taking part of that, then great. Just understand that normally within the first week, it tends to become very overpriced, overbought because of all the hype, and then within the next couple of weeks, then we should see a pullback and overall correction once it becomes less relevant. But yeah. All right. Wanted to thank you for the opportunity you've given with Unplanned Profit 19 and trying to. Wow, thank you. It's I love when you guys tag me and you're like, Ricky, thank you so much. I just hit my daily goal. I take it like as a compliment because I know you guys mean it, but I want you guys to know that for those that are doing it's all your guys' hard work that are paying off, right? We have so many people that are part of our community, and you're doing something in a way that makes sense to you, and you're really trying to like build your understanding of how to trade. And that's something that doesn't come easy, right? Regardless of what community you're a part of, or regardless of what team you're a part of, it takes a lot of hard work. So I just want to remind you that I appreciate like your appreciation towards me, but I also want to remind you that it's all your hard work and just your overall structure as an individual that is leading to your success. So appreciate that, Michael. Thank you. So good, dude. So let me answer this question. So you're saying that I tend to let opportunities and profits slip out of my hand because I'm too scared or anxious to get into a position. What would you recommend? So what is the reason, right? And anybody can answer this, and I think this is something that we can all agree on. What is the reason you're anxious? Why are you scared? What are you trading, right? You're trading with money. It's the monetary aspect that scares people normally. I don't know about you, but it's the dollar amount that you're putting up to take a trade. This is where I think either paper trading or taking a very small position size, even just buying one share, to become comfortable and get your feet wet with how to buy, how to sell, and how to control your emotions. And slowly, as you begin to prove to yourself that you can control your emotions and trade quality patterns in stocks and manage your risk, then you can slowly and progressively continue to then maybe increase the dollar amount that you're trading with, or make a transition from fake money to uh, real money. So the monetary aspect, 100%. I think that that's always like a huge. It's just the fear, right? Of like lose even $5, $10. Like it's scary sometimes. Like why lose it when you don't have to? So again, what can you do? Then reduce the dollar amount that you're putting up, and then just make sure that every single time that you take a trade, that you have a plan and there's a reason for everything that you do. Because that's all you could really do. You can't control if it doesn't go according to plan. All you could control is um, what you know and manage your risk according to that. And regardless if it plays out in your favor or not, you definitely will learn something in comparison to just going for it, not knowing what you're doing. And if you make a mistake or you make money, you just still won't know what happened. How long did it take you to be profitable? So when I first started, it was on and off, right? And one of the things that happened was like I never gave up. It was always something like that I left. It wasn't something that I was doing every day, especially like in my earlier like teens and stuff like that. But it was when I really started to mature a lot when I was like 18, 19, and 20, just as a person. And that's when I started to see that I started to like break even and actually consistently like grow my account. It wasn't anything crazy. My account size wasn't huge, but that was the very exciting part where I went from losing money to not losing money, which was very exciting, and then to actually being able to make a couple, $100 like a month. So, what was your daily goal when you first started? Didn't have one. There was no structure when I first started. So that's why one of the things that I really like to encourage our traders to do is to have structure with, their trades. That it's good to have maybe a percentage weekly growth goal because, if you focus on that, that's something that you could always carry with yourself other than a dollar, goal because your account size is always going to most likely change. So I keep paper trading on TOS so that when I have a bigger account, yep, I like that. How do you get that gap on your graph? So if you're talking about this stuff on the right hand side, it's actually explained in the course on how to set up your TD Ameritrade Thinkorswim platform. And you just go here to settings, you go here to appearance um, or time axis, and then it's expansion area. And you can enter 100 or 300 or something like that. And then it adds a little bit of a gap between your most where the candles are, and just giving you more space and stuff like that. Alrighty, how are we all doing? In order to manage risk, what percentage of loss do you normally stop at? So again, I don't want to say I'm the perfect example for that right now because I'm also in a different position than a lot of newer traders. One thing that I do want to point out is I think when you're first getting started, it's a numbers game. As in, like, every time that you go for and take a trade, there should be a margin of profit that it offers that exceeds the margin of loss. So if you manage your risk accordingly every single time, after, even if it just plays out in your favor once, maybe after 3 trades, that you still end up either breaking even or making money. So just take that into consideration, then do the math. That means that maybe you have to have a 1/3, right, or a 1/5 form of risk management. And whatever it is that you develop for yourself, I'm not here to tell you how much you should trade with, how much you should risk, or anything like that. It's just something with a matter of time. You'll see what you feel more comfortable risking, what you feel more comfortable putting, on the plate. But it comes with time and practice. So again, just make sure that you control that position size. As of right now, you're learning, and your position sizes should accommodate and kind of reflect a learning trader. So what's going on there, Renato? What's up, what's up, what's up? When do you plan getting out of Tesla? Possibly today. If Tesla pushes up above 280 today, I will possibly get out. If it pushes up above 280, I'll probably be up over $1,000, and I'll call it for a day trade, right? And then ultimately for a swing trade, I'm not going to be up very much, but it's okay. I had a lot of fun day trading it. I made good money day trading it, and it's been cool. Did you focus paper trading on one particular stock? Nope. When I first started, it was penny stocks, penny stocks, penny stocks, and my account was not good. Yeah, I started just like everybody else, right? Thinking that when you trade penny stocks, that's where you make all your money. And it doesn't mean that you can't, right? It's just as a beginner and how quick they move sometimes, and all the manipulation and just the overall downtrend pattern. There's a lot of things that are playing against you. I mean, that's the easiest way to put it. But again, as time goes on, as long as you don't give up, and as long as you don't trade too aggressively and completely discourage yourself to ever trade again, just be smart and always continue to refine what it is that you are doing and find your little niche, right? What makes the most sense to you? I trade a lot of natural gas. There's a lot of people that trade a lot of crude oil and like /CL. There's a lot of people that focus only on gold. I've talked about him before. Here, check this out. Remember you guys all asked about this? Watch out with the SMA line. It might still act as a resistance. Look at the MACD and look at the RSI, but sold off, found a support at the middle VWAP, and is now pushing up. The SMA line was a previous support, so it might act as a new resistance. So I have a series of alerts, but isn't that like really cool to see? Not even like to trade it. Like if you're someone that's just getting started and you just want to be able to like call out charts, I think that's like very important. Also, for all of our new traders that did not watch the video, search up on YouTube on-demand trading. It's this little button right here. I explain exactly the benefits of it, and you can actually trade over the weekend. So if you want to practice as you're going through the course, there's no excuses anymore, and I want to make sure that you guys know that. Y'all have a great day. Nice, nice, nice. So /NG, yep, still consolidating, right? So I think that this one will be selling off soon. But it hasn't made lower lows yet. So let's just be patient, right? Because we don't know which way it's going to be going. Is there anything, that you guys would like me to cover before we close out the stream? Make progress, not excuses. Wow, I really like that. That's really good. Report on demand. No, it's trading on demand. Do Forex charts act the same as stock trading charts? As in their candles, but there's different factors that influence Forex, right? Because you have to understand what Forex is, and you have to understand what stocks are. So there's different factors that will influence and drive the price up and down. On the technical standpoint, can they be similar? I'm sure they can. He talked about Lyft already. Yep, talked about Lyft twice. JKS, you guys are asking for a lot of breakdowns today. I like it. Making sure you guys get your use out of me today. Okay, I like this one too. So thank you for calling this one out. I would like to follow up with this one next week. I think it's a little bit too early in its reversal based off previous patterns and its peak, right? And where it's at right now and where it could peak out at. Margin of profit is nice. Now we just need to confirm and make higher highs. So I can set my alert and we could follow up with it. But again, going into being Friday and the weekend, I just don't want to, like get in right now and then something happens over the weekend and then just sells off. So I'm just going to play it safe, especially with at a very productive week. My trades on Tuesday, my trades on Wednesday, my trades yesterday completely exceeded my weekly goal and had a lot of fun doing it. So, all right, SFIX is going to be the last one that I'm going to break down. Natural gas just broke below, so it's making lower lows now. So watch out for that. Alrighty, so SFIX was selling off, right? Showing signs of an uptrend now. Again, still waiting for higher highs. Sold off, consolidated, found a support at the SMA line. It makes sense. Now we're just waiting for higher highs. This is exciting. You guys are calling out a lot of pending reversals, right? We've talked about that multiple times. Now we literally just need to wait for confirmation. So these might be your top stocks for next week. So just keep them in your watch list and set your alerts. And if you don't see them confirming today, again, don't allow a day trade that didn't play out the way that you wanted to be turned into a swing trade. Probably one of the most common mistakes that I made when I first got started, and you still make it from time to time. Again, we're human and we make mistakes, but again, if you want to progress, then just understand. I know it's a tough pill to swallow to either accept another day trade that you just took, especially when you're under the PDT rule, or ultimately, just maybe taking the loss, right? But just understand that your actions today should align with your goals, and that's for the greater good. So if managing your risk and just staying out of it before the confirmation makes sense, then we can go from there. So bag holding, yeah. So I'm just gonna provide you guys with a quick little update. Yeah, so Tesla, as of right now, it actually might be getting rejected by the SMA line. I didn't even notice that. I wasn't paying enough attention to it. So I'm gonna have to watch it. Yeah, the MACD is descending, the RSI is kind of just consolidating. So I'll set an alert, and if I see lower lows being formed, then I'll let you guys know. But I was actually down because of my swing trade, right? Because I was down on my swing trade because where it closed at, right? It closed around 279, and then it sold off. And because it closed out there and it opened here, it shows that I'm down on the day. It said that I was down like $200 or $300. So right now it says that now I'm actually up on the day, 241. But again, what I'm focusing on is on the open, because that's what matters to me as I'm taking my positions and selling them and stuff like that. So, but again, it doesn't really matter as long as I stay green. Then that's what's important. So, yeah, I mean. After the video call is though, I'm at a hotel room right now in California, but that's pretty much the stream for today. I'm gonna go ahead and put it full screen. So I really do appreciate your guys' time. Thank you guys for tuning in and trading with me. I definitely had a lot of fun. I'll be catching up on messages in just a little bit. So I have my trade going on. I'm gonna be doing some trading on my drive as Michael drives my car as we're heading out to Northern California. But, just going to play it safe. Again, remember, it's Friday. Usually these days are pretty slow. And maybe you can get an early start to the weekend if you don't see anything else play out according to plan. So just have fun with it. Make sure you lock in those profits. Be conservative. Be selective. And like always, make sure that we're in the year. I'm going to be